AITA for changing the door locks back after my wife changed them? I less than 30M have a beautiful wife who loves to serve others. We bought a home down the street from my family. I have a sweet sister less than 17 who likes to crash at our house with her friends. My wife normally is pretty easygoing until recently. My sister's friends have been leaving messes. Mostly towels on the floor after using our pool. My wife got upset picking up after them every day. I have asked my sister to make sure the house is clean after they leave and it has been better. My wife also complained that some of her perfumes, clothes, personal items have gone missing. My sister said it's not her. I believe my sister. I just don't see her doing that. I told my wife and we agreed to just replace them. Last week my wife made a couple of pans of cinnamon rolls from scratch. One pan was for us. The second pan was for a coworker's family who is experiencing a tragedy. My wife went to the gym. I went to work and my sister and her friends came by. The one pan wasn't enough for her and her friends. They wanted the second pan of cinnamon rolls in. My sister texted my wife asking if they could eat them. My wife said no. They ate them anyways. My wife upset went and bought new locks. When I came home my wife handed me a new key and told me that she didn't want anyone else to have a key to our house. I tried to calm her down and tell her that I would just go replace the eaten cinnamon rolls with store-bought ones. My wife decided this was her hill to die on and said no, my sister lost the privilege to come when we are not home. Replacing stolen items wasn't good enough anymore. My mom called and asked if my sister could use the pool as a back-to-school party. I was under the impression my mom would be there. I said yes. My mom was at work and our schedules clashed. The easiest solution was for me to change the locks back so they could come into the house. My mom didn't come with my sister. When my wife got home after the party, it was a mess. She sent me photos. She called me the A for changing the locks without talking to her about it. Keep in mind she did too. Then told me I broke her trust, she wasn't safe in her home because she keeps getting robbed and I refused to put an end to it. I did talk to my sister. Then my wife let me know she was staying with a friend for a while. Am I the A here? I feel like I have tried to right any wrongs that have happened between my wife and my sister. No, buddy. You chose to die on the hill that your sweet sister isn't a thieving mooch person shrugging medium dark skin tone male sign. Literally steals food when told not to. Leaves messes. Is either a thief or enabling one. Yeah, mean. Seriously, YTA. I honestly wouldn't stay with someone who enabled this type of disrespectful behavior. You didn't right any wrongs. You're just letting them happen and trying to pacify your rightfully unhappy wife. Seriously? You really typed all that and still think you're okay? Go get a house with your sister since you care more about wanting to be the cool brother instead of protecting your wife and her property. YTA. YTA. And seriously, you think store-bought cinnamon rolls are a good substitute for fresh homemade? Then tell your sister to go buy a package of Little Debbie cinnamon rolls for her and her friends and they can go eat them somewhere else. Easy YTA. Your wife tried. Even as her clothes got stolen. House was left a mess, making more work for her and the icing on the cake. Those cinnamon rolls. Those thoughtfully made from scratch rolls for a grieving coworkers and some for her family. Made with love and care, no doubt. Only to be scarfed down by careless teenagers using your home for a pool and free stuff. Your sister could have also set stronger rules to her friends or just stop using the pool. Also, why was your sister asking your mom to ask you for the pool? Why not straight to you or her sister-in-law? Why did you assume your mother would be present when she hasn't been any other time with these minors in your home and pool? The liability also boggles my mind. Your wife sounds like a saint. YTA. Your sister is trashing your house and allowing her friends to steal food and personal items. You're completely disregarding your wife's feelings on this. And her feelings are perfectly reasonable. And she's been very patient. You haven't righted the wrongs that have happened. You've replaced things that have been stolen. But that can't heal the feeling of being disrespected. And the lack of safety in one's own home. Replacing homemade cinnamon rolls with store-bought is similar. Those were probably way higher quality than store-bought. And your sister was specifically told not to do this and did it anyway. Your sister and her friends are showing zero respect for your wife or the home. And you should not be steamrolling your wife about this. Your wife should be your top priority here, as this is her home too. Yes, YTA. Your wife is allowed to have a safe home that isn't trashed when she's not there by your family. She changed the locks to enforce boundaries, which is something you clearly need a lesson on. If your wife doesn't want your sister there when no one is home, then that needs to be respected. Stop letting your teenager sister use your house as a party place.
Have fun being divorced, AITA.
YTA. 1. Your sweet sister abuses your wife. 2. Your sister steals from your wife. 3. Your sister invites friends around who make a mess and make her feel unsafe. 4. Your wife is so scared she changed the locks to keep your sister and her bad company out. 5. You changed the locks back so your sister and her friends could continue to abuse your wife. 6. You tried to make things right only in your mind, other than extracting empty promises from your sister and mother. What did you do? 7. Your wife has left you because she doesn't feel safe in her own house or respected by her husband. And instead of solving these problems, you're begging people here to tell you you're not ta. Well, you are totally ta. YTA. Why don't you clean after your sister? YTA. Your sister and her gang were running wild, messing up your wife's home and stealing from her, and you didn't choose to do a thing about it. No. Don't claim talking to your sister was doing anything about it. It was a drop in the bucket of behavior modification that your entitled sister and your entitled mother ignored. You owe your wife much apology, and you need to ban your sister from being at your home unless supervised by you. YTA. 100%. I would be leaving the wet towels and dirty dishes on your side of the bed, in your sock drawer and on your nightstand. I would borrow some of your clothes and personal items. You'd be up at 2 a.m. baking replacement rolls. 2. If you were my spouse and pulled this nonsense, it's not a big deal to you because you aren't the one being treated like a maid and having their belongings taken, so therefore, since you're not inconvenienced, it's fine by you. ETA. Being someone who loves to serve others means having a kind and generous heart and showing it. Though kind deeds, it does not mean you agree to be an actual servant. YTA. Seriously? You just believe your sister because reasons. But your wife you continually refuse to support or believe. The sister has lost her privileges, rightfully so, to your wife's house, when it is your house alone, which is where you are headed. You can let sister trash it and you can enjoy cleaning up after her. YTA. And have clearly never made cinnamon rolls from scratch. That was hours of work. This can't be real. YTA. You keep letting your sister into the home you share with your wife. Your sister and her friends destroy and steal your wife's things and you don't care. You talk to her, and nothing changes. Also, your sister and friends are minors, so there could be risk to your wife if something happens while they are there. And they seek to engage in a lot of impulsive behavior, even if they weren't minors. There would be risk. Your wife should definitely live in a house where your sister doesn't have the keys. You're welcome to live somewhere where your sister does. Because your wife should leave you and go somewhere she feels safe. OMGYTA. Your wife is literally having her items stolen, boundaries crossed, etc. And you're just covering for your sweet sister. If your sister was really that sweet, she would be respectful of your home and keep her friends in line. YTA and your sister isn't sweet. She's a user and a liar. If I was your wife, this would be the hill I'd die on. YTA. Your sister crossed many boundaries and your wife is completely justified in not wanting her there. Without supervision. YTA. Yeah. You're about to ruin your marriage big time if you don't man up and put your sister in her place. Put the new locks back and have a major talk with her about being responsible for herself and her friends at your house. She clearly can't be trusted alone and does not deserve to be invited back unsupervised. If at all. Seriously. Put the new locks back on and apologize to your wife for not sticking up for her. I hope this is fake. Because if not, wow. You absolutely refuse to see this situation for what it is. Your sister is unable to hear and accept the word no, so she treats your house like her own personal playground. Eating things she's told not to eat and stealing from your wife. And yes, she did steal from your wife. The sooner you accept that truth, the better off you'll be. The only wrongs that have happened have originated with your sister, with you enabling her every step of the way, disrespecting your wife in every possible way. The only surprising thing here is that your wife didn't leave to go stay with a friend sooner. YTA. YTA. Your sister and her friends are selfish monsters, and you're enabling it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.